This is the second part of my recap on Legendary Twins. In the first episode, we watched Chang try to protect his pregnant wife and he managed to kill off multiple attackers. He ended up being too wounded to survive. His wife also died but managed to give birth to twins. A mysterious man appeared and vowed to turn the twins against each other. One of the twins is called Xiao Yu and he was raised at Villains Valley by the 10 Villains family and was trained by his master Donghua. The other twin is called Hua and he was raised at the Moving Flowers Palace, where he underwent elegant training under Yao Yui's authority. They grew up and were old enough to leave. Xiao Yu was sent to kill the members of the Moving Flowers Palace, and Hua was sent to kill the 10 Villains family. We now see Xiao Yu loving the outside world, but he is getting a little frustrated, as he thought he'd find his target sooner. He turns up at a nearby town and checks out what's going on, and even asking if people have seen his targets. He's bumped into by a mysterious person and his brother whilst there. Xiao Yu walks up arrogantly and asks a horse salesman how much he's selling the horse for. Xiao Yu brings attention to his bag, which is filled with gold, and he arrogantly offers him 400 silver taels worth of gold. He then tosses the 3 gold leaves and casually walks off with the horse. This attracts a lot of attention from locals who want him to buy their stuff. He comes across the mysterious person who bumped into him earlier, but the seller clearly doesn't want his attention. He keeps talking and the seller gets up and runs away. Xiao Yu ends up in a royal setting where he has many servants. He was followed by sellers from the town who show their goods. Xiao Yu gets up and takes a look and asks for their price. They tell him all the items are worth 6,600 silver taels. Xiao Yu once again arrogantly offers more and throws the whole bag of gold to the ground. Xiao Yu says he will give the full bag of gold but only to one person, and they can decide who gets it. This causes them to start fighting. He decides that none of them are strong enough to join him and leaves. Xiao Yu is wondering why the villains haven't showed up after all the drama he has caused, so he starts throwing gold to the locals, who all rush in to grab it. Xiao Yu speaks to himself and says that it should be enough drama to garner the attention of his enemies now. Hua starts talking to him from the roof. Xiao Yu confronts him and Hua mocks him for doing all of this just to kill someone. Xiao Yu reacts by mocking Hua for following the mysterious person, saying that he's clearly here to find a target too. Hua runs over at him and they have a back and forth. A strike lands on Xiao Yu's ankle and he makes it really obvious that he feels pain. Hua scoffs at him for being so weak but realizes Xiao Yu's shoe is on his weapon and he pushes it off and polishes it. Hua is disgusted by the smell. Suddenly we see a group of strange-looking people arrive, and the crowd recognize the intruders as the Mao brothers and start to run away. They announce that they have come to find a person called Tai Chin. We then see the mysterious person hiding behind a wall. They say that if Tai Chin doesn't reveal herself they will start eating the hearts of the locals. We then see horses start charging towards one of the Mao brothers who is taking them out. Tai Chin jumps off one and launches an attack on him. Tai Chin dares the Mao brothers to follow her and they do. Tai Chin is running with great speed but is stopped in her tracks. She starts fighting with the brothers and it's a close and intense fight. One of the brothers does a windstorm attack and buys time for the others to arrive. Despite her efforts she is captured, and a devastating attack is launched at her. However, she managed to escape the clothing. She reveals herself and the Mao brothers all simultaneously jump at her. She avoids their attack and starts fighting with all of them. She manages to hold her own so they come together and launch a trio attack on her. Another girl arrives on a horse and comes out of nowhere, and she strikes them down. Her name is Zhang Jing and she is stunningly strong. They try to get away but she insists to defeat them first. She came to steal an item from Tai Chin, which Xiao Yu and Hua don't appreciate, so they catch her weapon and make her leave. Tai Chin doesn't trust them quite yet but Xiao Yu insists to befriend her. Hua is minding his own business and brings 2 men out of the bushes. Hua tells them the names of the villains he's looking for, Ouyang Ding and Dang, and they say they aren't associated with them but do know where they live, so they agree to lead the group to them. Whilst walking the men suddenly launch a barrage of iron pillars at them. They avoid the pillars and the men announce themselves as the Ouyang brothers. They steal the item from Tai Chin and run off. Hua and Xiao Yu arrives and heal her injuries. Tai Chin and Xiao Yu start chasing them down on horses. Tai Chin falls down the cliff and rocks are falling from above. Hua appears and saves her from the barrage. She recognizes his move is learned at the Moving Flowers Palace, and he tells her she's right. He admits that he was using her to lure out the 10 great villains, however will help her get her item back, which she says is a treasure map. Xiao Yu saw that they followed the footprints and believes it would be too obvious and goes the other way. He ends up at a place full of skeletons and everyone realizes that they are trapped in a maze. Xiao Yu remains arrogant, shouting that the villains wouldn't leave like cowards without killing them. They overhear this and it clearly pushes their buttons as they start to wonder if they are being cowards. They decide that Xiao Yu is right and they are being cowards. They start launching attacks again and show themselves on 2 of the iron pillars. They run away and lead them to the relay station. Hua is annoyed as he clearly knows what his mission is, whereas Xiao Yu is a bit lost and having fun. They walk through the relay station. We see that they've been trapped again as zombies close in on them. Tai Chin starts the charge, but she isn't strong enough. Hua steps in and launches a lethal attack. The zombies drop but then get up again. Tai Chin faints and we see Ding and Dang walking in a room full of treasure. A person called Yu Lang is on their balcony, who is once again wondering if they'll work with him. They scoff at him and go into the room where the trio are. They believe them all to be dead. Xiao Yu fails to sneak attack them. He starts talking to them, saying that he has figured out that they are pouring mercury into the corpses, then using the dead people as soldiers, and the mercury emits poisonous gas which killed Hua and Tai Chin. They insist that he won't suffer the same fate and they will make use of him while he's alive. They take him away and show him the state of the zombies. He introduces himself as Jiang Xiao Yu and starts attacking the villains. Hua then arrives with Tai Chin and the villains are stunned that they were tricked. Yu Lang is fascinated by Xiao Yu. We then see that Xiao Yu gave them pills which made them temporarily pass out but also made them immune to the poison, making for a perfect opportunity to lure the villains out. Tai Chin demands her treasure map and the groups start battling again. They are clearly getting the better of the villains, and to no one's surprise the villains run away again. They are led into the treasure room and the villains jump out to use their special move. However, something gets thrown at them by Yu Lang. The group use the opportunity to start beating up the villains. The villains tell Yu Lang they will work with him if he helps. Yu Lang says he's changed his mind and wants to work with the other 3 instead. Ding and Dang offer him half the treasure and this convinces him to get involved. Yu Lang starts launching attacks on the trio, and this makes the fight a close and intense one. Yu Lang and Xiao Yu go at it and insult each other's smell in the process. The building is burning and the rest escape. Xiao Yu decides to escape too, but Yu Lang launches an attack on him. But that's where this episode ends. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time.